Hello, I'm Emilio Maysonett, and this is Strength and Conditioning for Combat. We'll be going over strength and conditioning, specifically for combat. There are hundreds of exercises one could use to increase power and strength, flexibility and range of motion, speed and agility, and cardio and endurance. But for the purpose of the video, we will cover a few basic exercises and a fighter-specific exercises that are guaranteed to increase fighting skill. The routine can be useful for all combat sports ranging from boxing to MMA. The entire routine is centered around combat and conditioning. The training routine has been in practice and development for over 4 decades, with personal experiences and combat experience being the basis for the training routine. The overall layout of the routine consists of 8 sections: warm-up, strength and conditioning, flexibility and range of motion, speed and agility, cardio and endurance, fighter-specific, penetration, power, and anti-strike defense, and cooldown. The great thing about the routine is that each section could be a day's worth of training, or they could be woven together in sequences. Section 1. Warm-ups. Frog squats are performed by squatting to the ground on the balls of the feet. Heels are off the ground. Straighten the knees and bring the heels to the ground and push the sacrum to the sky. Keeping the hands on the ground, return to a squatted position. The progressive portion is to keep the heels up through the whole motion, increasing the stretch of the posterior chain. "108 arm swings are performed by coming up onto the balls of the feet and raising the palms to the sky. The arms swing back and the weight shifts to the heel. There is a slight bend at the waist when the arms swing back, balancing the weight on the heel. Twists are performed by twisting the body to one side with a punch. Twist the toe and the hip. The purpose of the twist warm-up is to prepare the waistline and the torso for rotational action. It is not beneficial to try to accentuate power or force in this movement. It is only a warm-up. Ensure to turn the foot to allow a larger twisting range of motion and to prevent injuries to the knees and ankles. Knee-ups are performed by marching in place and bringing the knees to the chest. As with the previous exercise, the knee-ups are not a power move. The main purpose of the knee-ups is to bring the knee to the chest, stretching, opening, and reducing friction in the hip flexors. Side lunges are performed by spreading the feet double shoulder, turning the opposite toes upward, and dipping to one leg. Return to center and repeat on the other side. Light hop is performed by lightly hopping in a fighting stance. To perform, bend at the waist, folding forward and keeping the back straight. Bend the knees and sit back. The weight swings back as the hips explode forward, straightening the knees, swinging the bell to eye level. Note: the shoulders do not lift the weight. The hips propel the weight forward and the arms only guide the weight. To perform, bend at the waist, folding forward, back straight. Pull the weight up past your knees to your chest while throwing your hips forward and shoulders back. Catch the bar on your chest just above the collarbone. To perform a kettlebell clean, follow the same rules as with the barbell. When racking the kettlebell, make sure the elbows tuck to the sides of the body and flip the kettlebell over. To perform the squat, bend at the waist, keep the sternum up, and bend the knees, sitting back. For safety and efficiency, kettlebell squat is my preferred method for squats. To perform, rack to a clean and begin a squat motion. To perform the deadlift, stand shoulder width, toes point forward, bend at the waist, sit back and down, back straight, sternum up, focus ahead. Lift the bar by extending the knees and hips. During the lift, maintain a flat back, straight arms, and weight close to the body. Note, think about standing straight as if you're going to the position of attention.
Good cough right there. Yeah.
To perform the snatch, bend at the waist, sitting back, pull the weight up past your knees to your chest while throwing your hips upward and shoulders shrugged. After pulling the weight as high as you can, catch the overhead with arms straight. To perform a kettlebell snatch, follow the rules of the barbell snatch, except the idea here is to punch to the sky, locking the elbow. To perform, bend at the waist, folding forward, back straight. Pull the weight up past your knees to your chest while throwing hips forward and shoulders back. Catch the bar on your chest, just above the collarbones. Contract the glutes and press the bar overhead. Note, the bar should not fall behind the head. The bar should be in line with the crown of the skull. To perform a kettlebell clean and press, complete a clean. Turn the elbow out, shoulder and ear in alignment, press the bell straight up and lock the elbow. perform the front snatch, perform a swing, and on the rising motion, punch out, flipping the bell over the wrist. Hold for a second. To perform the Gada switch, sit in a bent knee stance. Throw the Gada up and switch hands. The Gada should switch from one hand to the other. To perform the Gada swing, swing the Gada behind your body. Use the hips to help bring to the other side of the body while using your elbows in a downward elbow motion to pull the Gada over the shoulder. Section 3. Flexibility and range of motion. Holding the club, ascend the hand over the center line. Reaching shoulder height, turn the club's tip lateral, palm facing you. Turn the elbow out, club's tip medial. Extend the club into a full circle. To perform internal circles, perform the opposite motion of external circles. Abduct the club to shoulder height, flex the club so the tip is behind your head, turn the elbow in, turning the tip lateral, descend down the center line. To perform overhead swings, bend at the waist, sit back, swing the clubs back, explode the hips forward, straighten the knees, and swing the clubs overhead. Stand with your heels and the base of the big toes touching. Weight evenly distributed. Pull the knees towards the hips and tuck the pelvis slightly forward. Hang your arms along the sides, rolling the shoulders back and down. From mountain pose, inhale, sweeping your arms out to the sides. Exhale, fold at the hips, lifting the kneecaps, placing your hands on either side of your feet. fingers in line with the toes, and release your head toward the floor. Press your hands firmly into the floor on either side of your feet. Keeping your arms strong, inhale and step both feet back into a plank pose. Position yourself into a plank pose. Fingers spread wide apart and palms flat on the floor beneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under, push into your hands, and lift your hips to the ceiling. Lengthen your legs, reaching your heels toward the floor and your tailbone to the ceiling. Keep your head between your elbows. From mountain pose, bring your arms overhead and clasp your hands, extending your index finger to the ceiling. Step forward with the left foot, step your right foot straight back, and bend your left knee over the left ankle. Keeping your right leg straight, turn your right foot 45 degrees so that the heel is on the same line as the left foot. From mountain pose, step your feet wide apart with your arms raised parallel to the floor, palms down. Keeping your hips facing forward, turn your right foot in 15 degrees and your left out 90 degrees. Bend your left knee so that it is in line with your ankle. With your head in line with your spine, turn your head and gaze over your left hand. From mountain pose, step your feet wide apart with your arms parallel to the floor, palms down. Bend your left knee so that it is in line with your ankle. Lean over your left thigh and place your hand toward the ceiling so that your arm creates a line perpendicular to the floor. Turn your head and gaze at your top hand. From plank, place your hands beneath your shoulders, fingers spread wide apart and your elbows by your side. And lower to the ground, keeping the body 4 inches above the ground. Keeping your body in one line, your ears should align with your shoulders. From forelimb staff, keeping your elbows by your sides, inhale as you straighten the arms to lift your head and chest. Press into the tops of your feet to raise your thighs off the floor. Roll the shoulders back and down. Section 4. Speed and Agility. To move forward, push off the back leg while guiding with the front leg. To move backward, push off the front leg while guiding with the back leg. To move closed side to the back side, push off with the back leg while guiding with the front leg. To move to the open side, front side, push off with the front leg while guiding with the back leg. No matter your direction, the principles remain the same. Forward and open side follow the same principles as do backward and closed side. Hand speed comes from repetitive striking. To perform, bicycle the hands. They should make a circle. Speed is formed from repetition. Yes. Section 5. Cardio and Endurance. For time purposes, the cardio and endurance section will contain listed examples of exercises. Each exercise could take up to an hour. Section 6. Spider-specific, penetration power, and anti-strike defense. So you're just gonna 1, 2, 3. Right. First, start with cupped fists striking around the diaphragm region. Remember, light strikes, progressively striking to the point of discomfort, not pain. You can do an all-body conditioning. When using the body bag, strike lightly with the tip, progressively striking harder to discomfort, not pain. It is best to expose the body by raising the arms. As this is an extremely vulnerable position, it is beneficial to condition it to strike. Section 7. Cooldown. To perform a belly breath, place both hands over the belly button. Inhale deep, expanding the belly button. Exhale deep and pull the belly button to the spine. In chest breathing, place both hands on the sternum. Inhale and expand the chest and ribs. Exhale and pull the sternum to the spine. Dual breathing incorporates both techniques. To perform closing breaths, use the belly breath and breathe deep. The hands make a circle and are paired with the breath. The slower your circle, the slower your breath. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation and found some useful information.